Good morning, students. Today we will discuss pollen-pistil interaction. It is very important topic. So, pollen-pistil interaction is the group of events that occur from the time of pollen deposition over the stigma to the time of pollen tube entry into ovule. It is a dynamic process which has checks at several places for promotion or inhibition of pollen growth. Knowledge of pollen-pistil interaction is helpful to plant breeders in manipulating pollen growth even in incompatible cases. Pollen growth can be observed by dusting pollen on drop of 10% sugar solution. Within 15 to 30 minutes, pollen tubes will be observed to come out of the pollen grains. Pollen-pistil interaction is a safety measure to ensure that illegitimate crossings do not occur. Pollen grains of a number of plants may settle over a stigma. Only the right pollen belonging to the same species will germinate, while others fail to do so. So, compatibility and incompatibility of the pollen pistil is determined by special proteins. The compatible pollens are able to absorb water and nutrients from the stigma. They germinate and produce pollen tubes. Pollen tubes grow into the style. Their growth and path through the style are also determined by specific chemicals. The fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. In seed plants, male gametes are brought to the egg containing female gametophyte by a pollen tube, and this phenomenon is called siphonogamy. A large number of pollen grains come to germinate over the stigma. A pollen grain does not pass down the stigma. Only its pollen tube does so. The pollen tube eats its way through the solid part of style and stigma by secreting pectinases and hydrolytic enzymes. Pollen tube travels intercellularly and chemotropically along with a concentration gradient of calcium boron inositol sugar complex. A small copper containing protein chemocyanin is also involved in some cases. And initial growth of pollen tube takes place on expenditure of food present in the pollen grain. And pollen tube formation seems to be stimulated by factors present in the stigmatic secretions. For further growth, the pollen tube obtains its nourishment from the interior of the stigma and style. The contents of pollen grains shift into the pollen tube with the tube nucleus moving to its tip, followed by the two gametes. Further growth of the pollen tube occurs only towards its tip. Style may be hollow or solid. Hollow style has a canal lined by special large cells. In case of solid style has special tissue known as transmitting tissue, or it is also called conducting tissue. Here, mode of entry of pollen tube into the ovule. How pollen tube enter into the ovule? So, in the ovary, the growth of pollen tube is directed by another tissue that is called obturator. Entry of pollen tube into the ovule is of three types. Porogamy. In this type, the entry of pollen tube occurs through micropyle. Example, lily. It is the most common type. Chelazogamy. In this type, the entry of pollen tube occurs through the chelaza. Example, casuarina and juglans. Mesogamy. In this type, the entry of pollen tube occurs through the integuments or funiculus. Example, cucurbita. And these are the respective diagrams. This is porogamy, entry of pollen tube through micropyle, and this is chelazogamy, entry of pollen tube through chelaza, and this is mesogamy, entry of pollen tube through integuments or funiculus. In the ovule, the pollen tube is attracted by secretions of synergids. Usually, the pollen tube enters the embryo sac by passing into one of the two synergids. The impact destroys that particular synergid. The pollen tube also breaks open to release its content. Out of the two male gametes, one male gamete fuses with egg to perform generative fertilization, and it is also called syngamy. And this fusion gives rise to a diploid zygote. The nucleus of the second male gamete fuses with the two haploid polar nuclei or diploid secondary nucleus to form a triploid primary endosperm nucleus, and this fusion is called vegetative fertilization. It is also called triple fusion. And these are the different diagrams. This is the longitudinal section of a flower showing growth of pollen tube, and these are the different types of pollen grains, and they are the formation of pollen tube. So one pollen grain, it produces long pollen tube, it enters to the egg cell which is containing female gametophyte. This is pollen tube, these are the antipodal cells, this is polar nuclei, and these are the egg cell and two synergids. And it is enlarged view of an egg apparatus showing entry of pollen tube into a synergid. So this is central cell, and this is egg cell, egg nucleus, and this is plasma membrane, this is synergid. There are filiform apparatus, finger-like projections, pollen tube, two male gametes, and this is vegetative cell. And this diagram is discharge of male gametes into a synergid and the movement of the sperms, one into egg and another with the central cell.